Hello, and welcome to the 55th and first 2026 episode of the Veggies Abroad podcast. I'm your host and chief veggie pusher, Rebecca Gady-Sawicki. If you're new around here, Veggies Abroad is a travel company that believes exploration should be a force for good. And for us, that starts with being plant-powered. Every trip we design is guided by compassion for people, animals, and the planet. From custom trip planning and small group adventures to our blog packed with guides, tips, and inspiration. And of course, this podcast. This show is all about shining a light on the businesses, people, and ideas that make travel better. From vegan-friendly experiences to responsible tourism practices and community empowerment, because those are the things we need more of and the things worth supporting when we travel. Happy New Year to all of you listening. I hope your holiday season was wonderful and your 2026 is off to a great start. I know for some of you that means getting travel booked. For most of us in the travel industry, January is one of the busiest months. I always joke that it's like people wake up on January 1st and realize they haven't planned anything and they must do it right this minute. So far for the year, in just the first 2 months, we had people traveling throughout the U.S., Caribbean, and Asia. Then, before I know it, our first group trip of 2026 will be here, and that is to beautiful and warm, I would like to emphasize warm, Costa Rica, which sounds really lovely right now as I look out my window and see snow and rain and gray. January is also Veganuary, which I'm going to guess that most of you are familiar with, but if you're not, Veganuary is a global nonprofit campaign that encourages people to try a vegan diet for the month of January. It provides support, recipes, and resources for participants to eat plant-based for 31 days, promoting veganism for animal welfare, environmental reasons, and health reasons, with millions participating annually since its start in 2014. As always, if you're not vegan and would like help or recommendations, you are always welcome to reach out to us to ask. We are here to help. So, in the spirit of the new year and new travel planning year, we're going to talk about some fabulous veggie-friendly cities that need to be on your radar. And joining me for this discussion is my part-time traveling partner and now official accounting manager, Matt. Hi, Matt.
Hello, Rebecca. Thank you for having me.
Again, well, there's no one else really to get to do this on short notice, so you're my go-to as co-host.
That's fair. I'll do whatever you ask. I'm part of the team.
So before this, I did a little Googling because usually by this time of the year, Happy Cow releases its annual most vegan-friendly list, and they have yet to release anything, and I didn't really see a whole lot talked about it, which seems kind of a surprise. Last year, they had a whole list, which was really great. I think some very usual suspects landed on that. London, Portland, Oregon, where else? Mexico City was on there, which was interesting. We talked about all of those last year, but we don't have that to kind of look through and be, I don't know, surprised or agree with. So I guess in that essence, we have our own little list of places that we think people should target traveling to this year. And you have a smirk on your face, like you have something you just have to say.
No, I'm just trying to remember that list. Didn't we go through that last year? That's
what I just said. Do you even listen to me when I'm talking?
I was 100% listening to you, but I'm just remembering that list and I'm trying to think of what was on it. And
guys, this is my daily with Matt. I constantly say, "Are you even listening to me?" I feel like everyone will be on my side with this. You probably.
But I'm totally listening.
Anyway, so we're just going to kickstart this now since you have missed all of the notes. We're going to start in Asia, and the first city we're going to talk about, do you want to take it from here, is?
Looks like you're going to be talking about Ho Chi Minh City in Southeast Asia there. So why did you choose Ho Chi Minh City for this episode?
And I will back up. For this, I picked 3 places and I let Matt pick one. I only let Matt pick one because I feel that he isn't responsible enough to have more decision-making power.
Wait. Is it because all of my decisions on which city we go to are based on which treats I get to try, and where has the best donuts?
No, don't lie to people. The decisions of places that you go to are places that I have told you, yes, we're going to go here, and I've booked your ticket, and you follow me along in the airport, passenger princess. Let's be honest about this. Anyway, okay, so why did I choose? Geez, my English isn't very good today. Why did I choose Ho Chi Minh? So I visited Ho Chi Minh the end of last year and was really blown away by a variety of different things. One, it is hugely vegan friendly. Why do you have your hands up?
Wait a second. Do you want to tell people what this list is?
You really weren't listening.
This is the list of where to go in 2026. I don't know if you've said that yet.
Yeah, I did say that.
You just said we've made our own list similar to...
yes, and the very beginning in this intro, if you were following along, I did say in the spirit of New Year planning, we're going to talk about our veggie-friendly cities and where to visit.
Okay, go ahead. Carry on.
Oh, my God. Wow, your listening skills are great today. You might be fired from this free job. Anyway, back to Ho Chi Minh. So I visited the city the end of last year, and I was blown away by a few different things about it. One, Ho Chi Minh came up as the 10th most vegan-friendly city last year in Happy Cows list. And I remember talking about it, and I was kind of surprised. Like, I don't know. I just really hadn't heard a whole lot about Ho Chi Minh, also known as Saigon. So I really wasn't ever on my radar. And honestly, when I think of Vietnam, I really think of fish. I don't really think about other things. And I'm happy to say I was very wrong. It is Vietnam's largest and probably one of the most vibrant cities. It is really well known for its, I will say, energetic street life. Ho Chi Minh is the city where you get to play Frogger with the traffic. It becomes kind of fun. It's dynamic, it's entertaining, it's all of that. There's also an eclectic, I'll say, overall food scene, definitely a big street food scene. And also that makes it pretty vegan friendly. And the vegan friendliness has bled into their food scene, the street food, and all of that.
How similar do you feel like it is to Bangkok?
Ho Chi Minh?
Yeah.
I would say it's more chaotic than Bangkok. At least the traffic is. Traffic in Bangkok is terrible, but I don't know.
Motorbikes? Traffic
in Saigon moved better than I feel like it does in Bangkok. Yeah, maybe more motorbikes. It's because in Vietnam, it is incredibly expensive to own a car, but it's far more affordable for everyone to own a motorbike. So most people do own one, and that's how they get around. So generally, when you're trying to cross the street, you're trying to cross with like a sea of motorbikes in your way. Moving on. What's your next question?
Oh my. So what was your favorite place to eat at?
There were a few different places that I really, really loved. There was a place called Be a Vegetarian Cafe, and I think most of the stuff on the menu was vegan, and they had just like really creative things with like purple coconut wrapped stuff and really cool tofu dishes, and it was just a really nice ambiance. Really, really loved that place. There was also another place. So one of the nights I didn't have a ton of time there. So I had to have 3 dinners in one night. It was really entertaining, and the people I was traveling with could not believe that I did this. The other place that I went to was Le Moi, a plant-based cafe. Also really good takes on Vietnamese dishes, a really nice menu, really nice ambiance as well. And then so coffee is super, super popular in Vietnam. Coffee shops are very popular. Just coffee is just part of the culture. And so something that you'll see a lot of are coconut coffee and salted coffee. And both of those things are not vegan friendly naturally. And a lot of coffees in general are not vegan friendly. Even the powdered coffee you might find in your hotel room often has milk in it. Milk is incredibly popular. But there is a place called Bond's Vegan Bistro that does have a vegan coffee and other nut milk-based coffees like soy and sesame or macadamia nut and pumpkin, which is a cool place to go so that you can be able to try those veganized because you don't want to miss out on the coffee scene. But there were also some things that surprised me about the city that we can dive into a little bit. There are well over 100 vegan and vegetarian restaurants throughout the city, which I didn't expect when I was saving all of the options to my map, and they just like kept popping up. I was like, oh God, I definitely do not have enough time here. One kind of tip for people is you can look for chai dishes. It's spelled Chay, which means vegetarian or meatless, and it's often been linked to Buddhist practices, signifying abstaining from meat, fish, eggs, sometimes certain pungent vegetables as well, like garlic or onion. Sometimes it is only vegetarian, so you would need to go the extra mile just to make sure that there isn't dairy in it, because dairy is very popular. And then I mentioned those coffees. Cafe culture is very popular because cafes have become kind of an extension of the home in Vietnam. The families are larger that all live together in Vietnam, and homes are not very large. So people often go to find their own personal space in these cafes. So they stay open late. Sometimes they don't always open early, which can be a problem for some of us who are more who have more of a routine to go like first thing in the morning. So it is something just to, make sure that you look before you go. I was going to try and grab a coconut coffee before I left, but the place didn't open until 8 a.m. And I was quite bummed, and I was being picked up at 8 a.m. And then the last interesting point about the city is that Vietnam is officially a communist country. And I think when most people think of that, they think of places like North Korea. The guide that I had, he was funny when talking about this. He was like, yes, technically we are a communist country, but also not, because they still have economic freedom. There is kind of a growing youth culture that kind of pushes back on some of that, but also doesn't. And then also deep spiritual traditions. You can practice religion. That is not a problem. You do have to be aware that talking openly about the government is not something that is done. And so that if you ask questions, the person might walk away from you. And it's not because they're being rude, but one thing that is very apparent and would be different from a lot of other places that you visit in North America, Europe, is that you are not allowed to openly criticize the government. You can't post things on Facebook. You have to be really careful about what you say. And there is not freedom of speech like we enjoy. And so, that is one big difference. But you can operate businesses, study internationally, which I found really, really interesting. It was interesting to talk to them, locals, about, why they accept this, what do they want different. But I mean, honestly, that's a whole podcast episode on its own. But I thought it was really fascinating.
So I have a few questions about Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay.
Yeah. So could you tell a marked difference between the pho in Ho Chi Minh City and the pho in Michigan?
Is that a serious question?
Was it just like astronomically better?
Oh God, you're really putting me on the spot. So surprisingly, I thought I was going to. So for the trip that I did through Vietnam, I was with a group of non-vegans. And so I had to fend for myself often with finding food. And then when I was with the group, I assumed that I'd probably only get to eat pho the entire time. But I actually only had it once. And it was at this like random kind of tourist focused market, which was cool. But I wouldn't say it was the most authentic pho that one could have in a place like that. And it was good. It was giant. I would say the portion was much larger than I anticipated. It was tasty. I don't know that I'd noticed a marketed difference between other phos that I'd had, but I did notice definitely more flavors and other things that I had eaten. And more diversity and more options, obviously, there than I've had in other places.
Do you have one dish that stands out that you're like, I want this again? And as soon as
Hoi An, I had a dish called khao lak. And that was amazing. It was these like noodles with these different soy-based meats and some kind of like sauce and some vegetables. It was super, super, super delicious. And I actually went there. I was on a tirade to try and eat as many places as possible too, because my time was limited. And so I thought, okay, I'll just eat a little bit of this and take the rest of it back. But I loved it so much that I ate the whole thing.
And then, so if you could go to either Colombia to have coffee or Vietnam to have coffee, where would you go?
Oh, that's rough. Okay, so I'm gonna say Vietnam just
Wow.
because I really want that coconut coffee again.
So it
Sorry,
was that good.
Colombia.
It's like worth the trip for the coconut coffee.
I mean, so they're treats. These are not like just your what you would have. Well, what I would personally choose to have every morning because it's a treat coffee. It's something special. It's like Thai tea. Like that stuff is addictive. Oh my God. I loved Thai tea. But no, my teeth and waistline probably should not consume that
So
multiple times.
if somebody wanted to contact you and set up like a coffee tour in Vietnam, like, do you think you could create an itinerary around coffee in Vietnam?
I mean, coffee itself, yeah, we could do some experiences, but some things would get challenging. Like Ho Chi Minh was really the only city where I was. Well, no, I did find one place in Hanoi that had coconut coffee that was vegan, but some of these things are really hard to find veganized, like the coffee products. But I'm sure there's something that we can do.
Awesome. All right, so let's jump to a different city, one that has probably the same energy of discovery, but might feel a lot different. Let's go to Bogota.
All right, so Bogota is my second choice for this list, and I actually thought you were going to give it away there with that coffee comment.
Oh yeah, no, I was actually going to try and use it as a transition.
And then you stumbled right through it. All right,
No,
great.
but then I had more
think you
questions.
should practice this a little bit more.
No, I had more questions about Ho Chi Minh City just because I don't think we ever did a wrap up. I don't think we did a full
We
episode.
haven't. It is coming. It is coming in the coming months. The same with Cambodia. We didn't have episodes about those yet, so they're coming.
So like
Coming
I have
soon.
I have a lot of questions about these
Okay,
places.
good. Well, take all of your notes. Anyway, we're going to Bogota now.
Let's go
this
to
is my
Bogota.
second choice.
Let's get into Colombia.
Oh my gosh.
Why was Bogota an easy yes for this list?
So for me, I think that often other South American cities get a lot of attention. And I think Colombia in general gets overlooked, mostly because of its past. And, people really are missing out. It is a vibrant city. There's great street art, food, history, nightlife, green spaces. It has a pretty temperate climate. It's very similar to like Seattle, but you do have to watch out for altitude sickness. And then it has a super veggie scene. I honestly think it can go toe to toe with many North American or European cities. There are many traditional dishes that have vegan options like chanchocho, which is a stew, ceviche, cazuela de friol, coconut lemonade, which we've now gotten a beverage kick. So coffee before this and now coconut lemonade. So coconut lemonade is a drink that you use coconut cream and then lemonade with it. So it's like super creamy, super crazy delicious. When someone first told me about this, I was like, that sounds weird. Oh no, it was amazing. But traditionally, it is made with condensed milk, which kind of takes some roots, I guess, maybe from Vietnam because they use condensed milk in a lot of things. But anyway, I digress. And then there is arepas are very popular, and so is cheese and chocolate. And there is an arepa chocolo, which is cheese. And you can find veganized options of those, which is great.
I feel my teeth falling out with that lemonade drink you just mentioned. That sounds very sweet.
It was really good though. Really, really, really good.
So, like, I get that there may not be a mass appeal for Colombia and Bogota, but who do you think that Bogota is really for? Like, what's the type of traveler who would fall in love with it?
I think someone who's adventurous and willing to look beyond superficial scars, learn more about the city and the destination, want to learn more about its past and how that is wrapped into its current, state, and also comfortable, maybe being outside of your comfort zone a little bit, learning a little bit of Spanish, getting comfortable using Google Translate. Not everybody speaks English. So if you are practicing Spanish or trying to learn, it is a good place because you're going to have to hablas en español. There's no way around it. Not everybody is going to understand, your questions.
I know we did a real deep dive on Colombia in one of the podcast episodes.
Yeah, last April or May it was.
Yeah, and so if anybody wants to listen to that, they can probably go back and check out and get a really full thing on the whole country, because you really had a great time there.
I did. I loved it. It was my favorite destination of last year. There are some guides on the website as well for Bogotá and Medellin, and I think some other things as well. So if you are thinking about it, that is, those are some good resources, of course, to check out.
And if there's folks that really want to go to Bogotá after listening to this podcast, do you have any memorable meals that you want to share?
Yes, there are a couple. There's a place called Casa Lelete, and it is actually hooked up with this really cute, kind of eccentric boutique hotel. And they kind of focus on more of like a plant-forward dishes. And I had something, I think it was like a beetroot noodle with this cashew cheese. It was super good. And then I had these mushroom balls. It was a little bit of a more upscale spot. It was casual, but not like super casual. So it'd be a really nice place to go if you wanted something special. And then there is another spot called De Res, and they have a really diverse menu, but they have some Colombian specialties, veganized, including arepas. And so I had my first arepa chocolo there. And actually, the funny thing is, when I looked at the menu, I just saw the CH, and so I assumed chocolate. And so when it came with like this cream sauce, I was like, what the hell is this? And I was telling our guide about it, and he was like, oh, no, it's cheese. We love cheese. They do love putting chocolate on cheese, which is another fun thing. I did not find a chocolate on cheese veganized version, but I think maybe if I looked a little harder, I could.
Hey there, fantastic listeners. Let's hit pause on this episode for a thrilling announcement, a golden ticket to Globetrot with Veggies Abroad. Veggies Abroad isn't just your go-to for vegan guides and trip planning tips. It's your passport to extraordinary small group journeys, carefully crafted by the ultimate veggie pusher and your favorite podcast host, me, Rebecca Gady-Sawicki. I've spent countless hours researching the best vegan hotels, food, and experiences, and now I'm bringing those experiences directly to you. Join me and my newfound veggie pals on escapades to exotic and exciting destinations around the world. Whether it's trekking through the Thai jungle to witness elephants in their natural habitat or exploring Iceland's famous ring road, our adventures are nothing short of spectacular. And guess what? Those aren't the only exciting trips awaiting you. So what are you waiting for? Cruise on over to veggiesabroad.com pronto. Well, how about after this episode is over to explore our dazzling lineup of tours and secure your spot today.
Okay, so that is Bogotá. And next, here we land to you, the one place that I allowed you to choose. So this is Matt's choice for the third place that should be on everybody's list. Same creativity, I'd say, of some of the other places, but different vibe. We are headed to Berlin. Why did you choose this place? Why did you choose Berlin?
Well, first of all, do I choose like Berlin on all of our lists? I was just thinking about that. Are they like, whenever I choose a city, am I always choosing like Berlin or like
I
a city
feel like
in
you
Germany?
do often. And when you sent me the email and I told you to do some investigation for this and you came back with Berlin, I was like, God bless it. Is this the only thing he knows? So this is part of the reason why I can't give Matt too much responsibility.
I don't think you should delegate this type of responsibility to me. I'm better at numbers and I'm less good at describing cities because I really just want the food at these places. You know?
Well, that's the point of this. Oh my gosh, he's really bad at following directions, guys, and listening. So anyway, why did you choose Berlin?
So, Berlin isn't just famous for techno, history, and street art. It's also one of the most friendly vegan cities in the world, or I should say vegan-friendly cities in the world. From late-night kebabs to cozy brunch cafes and full vegan fine dining, Berlin proves that plant-based living isn't a niche here, it's a lifestyle.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. It's like you're a marketer now for Berlin.
Right?
The tourism board should hire you. I think Berlin is a really good first destination for someone who's vegan and worried about food because you can find options all over the place. Similar to like London, it's a good place to dip your toe into the travel waters.
Well, and the options are diverse too. You're going to find not just restaurants, you're going to find bakeries, supermarkets, street food stands, and even traditional German spots. So you really got a wide variety of places to eat. And then, just different things to see. I really like history, and for some reason I like learning about World War II and things like that, and seeing a lot of that history, as difficult as it is. It's just everywhere you look.
Yeah, that is definitely true. One thing that has always surprised me about Berlin is, so there are supermarkets, there's like a diversity of cafes and culture and food and all of that. They don't have a vegan hotel. And actually, the super vegan friendly ones are a little bit more challenging. There aren't a ton of them. They do take some effort, and I would really think that by now Berlin would have one. They did have a hotel that was pretty good, but it closed. I don't know what the deal was. I think, unfortunately, COVID took it out. But maybe that's kind of the next thing on the Berlin radar so that I can continue to vie for the number one spot with London, as London does offer that. And London is a great city as well, too. But anyway.
I think the new number one spot actually right now is Paris.
No, there hasn't been a list released, so we don't know, according to data, not according to your choices.
But wasn't it Paris? Wasn't that number one? Because they seem to have really grown this year in their vegan food scene.
No, last year I believe it was London.
Okay, I got you.
So would you say that history and politics and activism show up in Berlin's food culture?
100%. So it was really interesting as I was kind of researching Berlin a little bit and looking at, how it kind of came to be as it is today, like so focused. There's a strong focus on healthy living and natural lifestyle. So that actually comes from 19th century reform to actually nuclear fallout. So when Chernobyl happened, I won't go into like the whole history, but I will say that when Chernobyl happened in the 1980s, the nuclear fallout from Chernobyl caused widespread concern about radiation in dairy and produce. So this led to a surge in shoppers seeking organic, plant-based alternatives, cementing a culture of environmental awareness through food. So which I thought that was super interesting.
That is super interesting.
And then once the wall came down, after the Berlin Wall fell, the city's status as a poor but sexy hub attracted creative, forward-thinking people who viewed plant-based living as a logical response to global challenges like climate change. So, the people are more diverse there. They're more experimental. Maybe that's not fair to say about everywhere, but I just think that's kind of the way that it came to be, or part of the reason that it came to be as it is. And it kind of is in their politics too, because Berlin is home to the Berlin Food Policy Council, which was founded in 2016, which advocates for a democratic and ecologically just transformation of the urban food system. So yeah, I think they're forward thinking. They're a little more liberal than
they're a lot more liberal.
Than a lot of the other countries that you might see out there.
Even other cities within Germany. I think it was last year we had on a person who runs vegan food tours throughout Berlin and is involved in politics. And I think her and I were chatting before the show, and I asked her some questions about like, okay, so other cities, do you see like similar things? And she was like, no. I mean, Berlin really kind of is its own bubble. it's its own place. It could be its own country, really. That culturally it's very different from many other cities in Germany.
I agree. Yeah.
Which is interesting, but I think you get that in a lot of places. I'm sure there are other cities that would say, oh, we're not like the others. Anyway.
So I think it's hard for me not to have Berlin on a list just because I really like Germany, and I always think about the food there. Bramable's donuts, like
the donuts, yes. You cannot.
So amazing.
Yeah, you can't go to Berlin without one of those donuts. That is absolutely for sure.
And
was there any other favorite spots besides those donuts?
Oh, geez. If I'm thinking way, way back, there was Jute Bakery.
Oh, yeah. That place had a lot of really good options. It was good for me because it was also gluten-free friendly. Actually, I think everything was gluten-free. There's also a big showing of Asian options throughout Berlin as well. There's a place called 1900, I think, Living.
1990 Vegan Living.
Yeah. And it's Vietnamese.
Yeah, it's indulgent.
Great.
It's indulgent, plant-based delicacies.
Indulgent. Oh, wow. All right. Well, I just sold that for you. Would you say, are there other things that make Berlin feel different from maybe other European cities or more attractive for veggie travelers?
I think Germans are really into burgers.
And that makes it more attractive for veggie travelers?
I mean, if you want a good vegan burger, and you can go to Germany and you can find really good vegan burgers. But
I think all of the Berliners are really sad now. They were hoping you're going to say kebab or I don't know, Wiener Schnitzel. Well,
yes, they have all of those types of things, but they're the burgers I've had there were always really, really good. And they have they have something called Vegan Sundays, which is also known as Green Market Berlin, which is a seasonal vegan lifestyle market and street food event with plant-based gyros, burgers, hot dogs, smoothies, sweets, vegan products, cruelty-free goods.
So now everyone knows that you really like sweet things and junk food. So if anybody has junk food questions, maybe this story should have been, where do you go for the best junk food around the world? Well, maybe that will be Matt's podcast.
I am the junk food guy. But I mean, being real, I think that people usually gravitate towards Berlin and want to go there is because the food scene, I think the culture and the lifestyle there is it's progressive, and
it's really open and welcoming to a diversity of people, which makes it really good for travelers.
And the transportation is great there. So yeah, it's a great city. So speaking of cities that never slow down, let's head back to Asia and go with the next place on your list, Bangkok.
Yeah. So this is actually, we chose 4 places, 4 priority spots. There is an honorable mention that we'll get to after this. So Bangkok is the 4th, and my 3rd choice for this. And I just love it. I actually looked at apartments while I was there and thought I could stay here during our winter.
And were they affordable?
I don't know. I don't remember looking at prices. But anyway, so I think Bangkok deserves a spot on this list because it's a really unique city of contrast. It has, a blend of ancient traditions with these really beautiful temples, but then also really modern and some great parks. Well, one really great park, Lumphimi, but there's some other spots as well. Really great food, really crazy malls. I mean, honestly, I actually thought we could have, for our tour that goes there, we could have a field trip to the malls. And I know that sounds super hilarious, but these malls are like their own cities, and they all have these giant food sections. There is one near we were staying. It's the Paragon Siam. And the whole floor is food. There's a giant gourmet market, and then there's a food court. I was trying to take video for some of the people who missed it, and they were just like, oh my gosh, how much longer is this going to go on? It was great. I think I spent over an hour just wandering around in there. But it's cool just to look at all of the neat things, exotic fruits, different vegetables, teas, like everything under the sun. And there are so many food options in Bangkok, and it just keeps growing. Every time I go, someone's like, oh, have you tried this place? Have you tried this place? Oh, I walked by this place, and you need to put this on your list. According to Happy Cow's count, there are nearly 800 vegan, vegetarian, and very, very vegan-friendly places. So there's a lot of eating to be had in Bangkok.
That's right up my list. And you also were able to get a Thai massage there.
I didn't get a Thai massage in Bangkok, but you definitely can. I had mine on one of the islands.
And then I also think you got your nails done there.
I did. This isn't about food, though. You can do everything, yes, in Bangkok.
But I'm
you can
saying,
spend a lot of money easily in Bangkok.
So overall, is the food naturally vegan friendly there?
I'd say that it is one of the easier cities in the world to be vegan, and it's not because it's trendy. Plant-based eating has long been a part of Thai living thanks to Buddhist traditions, which is heavily focused on vegetarian options, which you would see these little orange and red flags that signal for J food. It's commonly eaten on holy days and during festivals. It's well known when you go to restaurants what J means. It is, very vegetable forward. It omits any animal products and generally pungent vegetables as well, like onion and garlic. And so, if you ask for that, somebody's going to exactly know what you mean. If you ask for something vegan, they probably wouldn't understand. But if you said, is this J, they would. And then there's, that focus or that influences the street food culture as well. There are vegan stalls that you can find in markets. There are modern, regular restaurants with your favorite burgers and places, but you don't go to Thailand for a burger. That's really affordable. There is just, I think it's really, really, really great. And so that has an impact. And then also, of course, tourism plays an impact, and just a shifting of, cultures trying to, offer a more diversity of options, I think has influenced the food scene. And, then there are a lot of other things that are actually, so I found a book while I was in Chiang Mai, and it's a local who went through and found a bunch of different street food options and kind of pegged like which ones were vegan. And so like he found different types of tofus, different coconut products, all kinds of things. There's tons of things that have always just been vegan. And it wasn't because it was hip or cool or they were trying to, get more Westerners. It's just that how the culture always had operated, and they didn't use any animal products in it. One thing you do have to look for, if something isn't marked J or isn't apparent as like fish sauce, that is generally the one thing that would appear in certain vegetable dishes that you might not catch. But again, it's easy to make without or to omit it.
So I'm going to be a whiny traveler right now, and I want
great.
you
My
to.
favorite.
I know, and I want you to talk me into going to Bangkok, because I think we hear some of this a lot from people just because they're being whiny about some of these topics. So here's the first thing. It's just so far.
I actually think you've said that once before. Okay, yes, it is, depending on where you're traveling from, can be quite a long flight. One way to break that up is, have a stop in another city. So if you're flying from New York, say your flight goes from New York to Seattle, have a break in Seattle, and then continue from Seattle on. Or like for me, my flight went from Detroit to Seoul, so I could have taken a break in Seoul and then continued on from there. So you could naturally look to see how you could take breaks. I do think, oftentimes people are like, I want nonstop flights. Well, one, with a flight that long, that can be really challenging to get a nonstop flight. But also I think the layovers do help give you a little bit of a break. So you get off the plane, go somewhere, get something to eat, get something else to drink, wander around aimlessly, just so that you can kind of reset.
But
you're continuing with this.
I don't really speak the language.
Okay. Well, it is always good to at least learn local greetings, and be appreciative to people allowing you in their home because you are visiting their home. And so you should always be polite about that. And that is important. And next, use Google Translate. Google Translate can be a really good help. And a lot of people do speak English.
And like, okay,
lastly, oh my God, how many of these do you have?
This is the last one, but like, I hear Bangkok is like really, really big. Like, can't you get like overwhelmed being there because it's so massive?
The next time we're there, I might leave you there. Yes, it is a giant, giant city. I have now been, I think, 4 times, and still there's parts of the city that I have not seen. You do need to pace yourself. Give yourself extra time. Realize traffic is no joke. It can, really slow you down. Use the Grab app, which is the Asia's version of Uber, which is really helpful for getting around. But I think you need to just be mindful that you're not going to see everything in one go. So do the things that are the most priority for you, and then, maybe save the others for another trip. Don't have FOMO. I think that's the biggest part of travel planning. And then I wanted to highlight 2 places that people really need to check out. What?
I really love Bangkok.
You are really the worst.
I think Bangkok is awesome, and people really should go to Bangkok. And those are just dumb reasons not to go to Bangkok.
Okay. Anyway, that's it. I'm highlighting 2 places that people really need to put on their list to eat. There are a ton. I said almost 800. This is a newer one that I just recently visited. It's called Vegan Makonnen. And they also have another spot near, closer to the Grand Palace as well. It's called Vegan, I think, Pranakon. And so they're owned by same people. The one, it focuses more on Asian dishes, and then the Manakon focuses more on Thai dishes. Wow, place is beautiful. The menu is amazing, so flavorful. I had this bamboo sprout or bamboo something stew. Oh my God, amazing.
Do you eat the bamboo?
Yeah, you eat it. It was so tender and amazing, and love it. And then another one is a place, was also a new stop that's called Ban Ying Plant-Based, and it was near Lumpini Park. And they also do a lot of, their whole menu is just veganized Thai dishes, and I had a coconut-based soup there. I want to say it was called Tom Kha.
Tom Yum?
No, that is not a coconut-based soup. Thank you for interrupting me. And that was delicious and very, very memorable. So definitely put those 2 on your list. Don't miss them.
Do you know who else eats bamboo shoots?
Pandas?
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Oh my God. Okay, so giving you guys 4 places that you absolutely can't miss: Ho Chi Minh, Berlin, Bogotá, and Bangkok. And I felt like there was one more place that deserved a mention.
You did this because of Bad Bunny.
I did not. Bad Bunny isn't paying me. No, Bad Bunny wants to send me a check. We can collaborate on something. I'm happy to do that.
Call us, veggiesabroad.com. Come on, Bad
You're
Bunny.
going to call a website? Oh my God, wow. You've lost your marketing je ne sais quoi from
Love
earlier.
it. Email us.
Anyway, so honorable mention that I put on this list is Puerto Rico. And partially I did this. 1, there are some really great options. 2, the island does not get anywhere near the amount of attention as some of the other islands. And I think that, 1, it's not fair because it has quite a growing food scene. And it's also home to multiple vegan and vegetarian hotels. And there actually is not another island yet that is quite to that level. There are 3, 2 in, no, maybe actually 4. 2 in San Juan, 1 in El Yunque, and then another one on the island of Vieques. So really amazing options. Normally people go to some of these islands and you're like, oh, it's beautiful, but I'm going to starve.
Is that where we had mofongo?
That's where we had mofongo. Yeah.
That was good. I love plantains, and any plantain dish that you give me, typically, I'm all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Puerto Rico's great because you can have a beach, city, like forest experience. It's a really good mix. It's easy to get around, driving, with renting a car. really cool place, really, really unique. So definitely, if you're thinking of getting away this winter, I would say move Puerto Rico up on your list and give it a go over maybe some of the other islands. Sorry to those other islands, but Puerto Rico is where it's at.
For us, it was super close too. That was nice.
Yeah, it wasn't a super long flight if you're coming from the U.S., but if you're coming from other places, it could be long. All right. So now that we've talked about the cities that we love and recommend for people to visit right now this year, we want to end with a few places that are still on our bucket list. So what's one place that you really want to try and get to this year?
Oh, there's one place that I am getting to this year in a couple of months. And I'm super excited because we are going to Mexico City. It's widely considered one of the best cities in the world for vegans, with the thriving plant-based scene that ranges from street-side taco stands to upscale fusion dining.
Oh, yeah. Wow. He put his marketer hat back on, people.
I'm telling you, man, I am so looking forward to going there.
Is there a place that you're most excited with visiting there?
You know, I don't know. Just in my research, they have vegan supermarkets like Mora Mora in Roma or Abasto Vegano in Navarte for local vegan cheeses, pastries, and they put it in quotes, fake meats.
Fake meats.
Yeah,
just
and
in case anyone's confused.
There's a vegan street food tour there called, if people are interested in that, they can contact you if they're interested in going.
I don't know what the name of it is. So what's the vegan street food tour?
Traveling Herbivore.
Yeah.
And then there's the Mercado de Jamaica, also pronounced Jamaica.
It's not pronounced Jamaica if you're in Mexico.
I know. While it's the city's largest flower market, you can find traditional vegan snacks like tlacoyos and fruit cocktails there. So
okay, interesting. So you're planning your itinerary.
There's vegan festivals. There's vegan cooking classes. I probably don't want to cook because I just want people to cook for me. Yes. And then there's really cool areas to stay in. I'm really, really looking forward to going there, and I cannot wait because I want to find the best birria tacos, vegan birria tacos.
We had some really good ones in Austin, and I have yet to this day found anything that was better than those for sure. There is also a place in Mexico City that has pink tacos, and that's high on my list.
This place called La Pitahaya Vegana.
That is the place.
Yeah, they're located in Roma Norte.
Pitaya. Pizza yaya. Okay, anyway,
wait. So they are famous for their vibrant pink tortillas.
I just said that.
I know, but you said tacos. They're tortillas.
I said pink tacos.
You did.
Oh, Christ. This might be the longest episode of the year.
That's not a good thing to say. So,
oh my God.
They're colored with dragon fruit.
Given it's called pitaya. Oh my God. And people, do you see what I have to work with?
They actually have camarones tacos there too, which are made from hearts of palm.
Interesting. Yeah. This might be where I segue to putting in a job for want or a job, what is it? Job listing here for a new co-host.
Podcast partner?
Yeah, one that listens.
Yeah, I do listen. I heard you, but you said it the wrong way, and it's not the right way to say it.
Okay, pitaya. I don't think I screwed it up as badly as you did. Anyway, okay, so is that it on your want to visit list this year?
I won't go into any of the other places because we're probably going to do a wrap-up, I think, when we get back, aren't we?
No, I said of any other cities that are on your bucket list for traveling.
Oh, my bucket list.
Holy smokes. Is Mexico City it? Because I feel like we need to move on from you.
I'm just going with Mexico City right now. I'm not going to waste your listeners' time right now because...
or mine, really. Anyway, so on my list is Borneo.
Borneo! Yes.
You're not going. I have had my list for a while. One, of course, the orangutans. I have been on a long binge of the documentary called Orangutan School.
Let's be real. That's the only reason you want to go to Borneo right now.
Do I need another bigger reason?
I don't think that you do at all.
Anyway,
no.
Everyone needs to look up Orangutan School. I've been watching it on YouTube. The Smithsonian, I think, put it together. And it's great. They follow a sanctuary in Borneo that helps rehabilitate orangutans with school and get them back out into the wild. And it's amazing. I gotta see these guys. There are only probably 2 places in the world where you can see orangutans in the wild because humans have ruined everything.
Where's the other place?
Sumatra. Oh. And so the other things that Borneo is known for are pygmy elephants. What?
Ooh, wow.
I know. And proboscis monkeys, which I'm not sure what a proboscis monkey is, but I'm all about it.
So this isn't a food tour. This is like an animal tour we're doing here.
Yeah. I'm not going to Borneo for the food. I mean, I'm assuming that food will be a lot of vegetables, rice, and hopefully some tofu, and I'm totally down with that. And also then to assess, like, could we run a tour there in the future? Because, hello, orangutans, we've got to see them and say hello. And of course, there are some good, hiking options, cultural activities, but really, I want to see the orangutans.
That's why it's on your bucket list solely. It has nothing to do with hiking, because if you really wanted to go hiking, you would go with me to Arizona and like hike in the Grand Canyon or go to Zion National Park over there and hike through there.
I can hike for free around here. Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right. So this wraps us up.
That's it? No other cities? No other bucket list cities you want to mention right now?
No, not with you. I was just sticking with the one because I'll be lucky if I do make it there this year, and I don't want to give myself too much extra work. So just to wrap up, there are some really amazing places out there, guys. Do not miss these spots that we talked about today. If you need further help about any of them, questions, always feel free to reach out. Some may have surprised you. I hope. I always like surprising people. And I'm sure Berlin wasn't a surprise because everyone loves Berlin. And I hope that your 2026 is off to a great start and is full of a lot of adventures. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. If you did, please consider subscribing and leaving a review. If you'd also like to learn more about upcoming Veggies Abroad tours or get additional travel help, visit veggiesabroad.com and also join our newsletter. It's the best way to stay up to date with loads of new content, like where to find gorgeous vegan hotels, what to eat in cities around the world, trip planning tips, and so much more. Well, that's all I've got for now. Until next time.